Welcome to another basic technology class. My name is Sonia Ekeleme. Our topic for today's class is ceramics, glass, plastics, and rubber. But before we go into our lesson proper, let's take a look at the lesson objectives. By the end of this class, you should be able to identify the properties of ceramics and glass, state the uses of ceramics and glass, identify the properties of plastics and rubber, and state the uses of plastics and rubber. Now let's get into our class proper. Items in our homes, our houses, are made up of several materials such as ceramics, glass, plastics, and rubber. These items include buckets, our eating plates, our toilet seats, our clothes hangers, and even our slippers. They are made with different materials with unique properties. It is important for us to identify and classify different materials that those items are made of. The first we'll be taking a look at in this lesson is ceramics. What is ceramic? Ceramic is a material made from the mixture of clay and cement. The mixture of clay and cement is made permanently hard through the use of heat or high temperatures. Due to this process of production, ceramics are able to resist high heat or temperatures. This is why they are used to produce items that can withstand high heat. Some properties of ceramics are: 1. Ceramics are heat resistant. That is, they do not allow heat to pass through them easily. Imagine having food in two different plates, a stainless plate and a ceramic plate. You will notice that the stainless plate will get hotter faster than the ceramic plate. This is because ceramics are heat resistant. The second property of ceramics is that ceramics are brittle. This means that they break easily when dropped or struck. Thirdly, ceramics are heavy in weight. And lastly, ceramics are resistant to corrosion. This means that ceramics do not rust. Now, what are ceramics used for? Ceramics are used in producing different things, even some of the things in our houses. This is because of their specific and unique properties. Some products of ceramics are toilet seats, sinks, wash basins, bathtubs, electric plugs, sculptures, flower vases, etc. The images showing on the screen show examples of products of ceramics. Another material used in making household items is glass. Glass is a hard and transparent material made from sand, lime, potash, soda, and lead oxide. These materials or raw materials of glass are mixed and placed in a furnace and melted. When it is melted and in a liquid form, it is then formed into desired shapes and sizes used in producing different materials. The properties of glass include the following. 1. Glass is brittle. This means that it breaks easily. Imagine dropping a glass cup on the floor. You will notice that it will break and shatter into smaller particles. Secondly, glass is transparent. This means that you can see through it. And thirdly, glass is resistant to corrosion, meaning glass do not rust. Now, what are the uses of glass? People who use glass in manufacturing different things take advantage of the properties of glass in manufacturing those things. Some examples of glass products are cups and plates, bottles, mirrors, lab instruments, electric bulbs, glass windows and doors, and eyeglasses and lenses. These are images showing things made with and shatter into. Another kind of material used in making household items is plastic. What are plastics? Plastics are synthetic materials gotten from polymers of crude oil. When we say a material is synthetic, it means it is not natural, but it is produced from chemicals. When these polymers of crude oil are mixed in different ways, they produce different kinds of plastics. There are two groups or classes of plastics, namely thermoplastics and thermosets. Thermoplastics. Thermoplastics are plastics that can melt and become soft when heat is applied to them. When they are melted into a liquid form, they can be used to mold objects of different shapes and sizes. Those objects are now in a solid form. That solid form can again be remelted into a liquid form that can be used in producing another object. For better understanding, let's watch a little clip to help us know more about thermoplastics.
Thermoplastics are plastics that melt and become soft when heat is applied to them. When the liquid plastic cools and becomes solid, it can be molded into any object. This new plastic material can be melted again into a liquid form and when solid, used again to produce a totally different material. Thermoplastics are unique because they can be used over and over again.
I hope from that short clip, you can now understand what thermoplastics are and their characteristics. Thermoplastics can be used to make carrier bags, what we call nylon bags, plastic utensils such as spoons and eating forks, cans, water cans, etc. Some examples of thermoplastics are nylon, polythene, polyethylene, and polyvinyl chloride, which is simply known as PVC. The second type of plastic is thermosets. Thermosets are also known as thermosetting plastics. One unique characteristic of thermosets are, once they are molded into a solid form, they cannot be remelted into a liquid form again. Instead of melting, thermosets burn at high temperatures. Now let's watch another clip to help us understand the characteristics of thermosets.
Thermosets are plastics that burn when heat is applied to them instead of melting. Once thermosets are used to make a solid material, they cannot be remelted into a liquid form again. This means that they can only be molded once.
Welcome back. I trust you can now understand better the characteristics of thermosets. Thermosets are used in making several products, and some include vehicle parts, computer keyboard, electric switches, and aircrafts. Some examples of thermosetting plastics are phenol formaldehyde, polyester resin, epoxy resin, and bakelite. Having seen what plastics are and the different types of plastics, let's take a look at the properties of plastics. Properties of plastics include 1. They are resistant to corrosion, they are elastic, they are flexible, they are light in weight, they can be made into many colors, they are attractive and easy to clean. For example, if a plastic toy is dirty, it can be cleaned with a clean cloth. Plastics are resistant to electricity. That is why they are used in making electric switches and sockets. And plastics can be able to take complex shapes. Even in our houses and schools, there are several products made from plastics. Plastics can be used in making the following materials: kitchen utensils, plumbing materials, packaging materials, carrier bags, switches, wire coating, carpets, and bumpers. Bumpers are car bumpers. We have looked at plastics and its properties. Now let's take a look at rubber and its properties. Rubber is a material which can be compressed or stretched. What I have in my hand is a material or a product made from rubber. Once a force is applied to a piece of rubber, it stretches and increases in size and length. Once that force is removed, it comes back to its original size. There are two types of rubber, namely natural rubber and synthetic rubber. Natural rubber, just as the name implies, is gotten from rubber trees. Rubber trees produce a milky white liquid known as latex. This latex is used in producing rubber materials. This is a rubber tree showing latex extracted from it. The second type of rubber, which is synthetic rubber, is made from petroleum. It is also known as elastomer. It is not a natural kind of rubber. These images show tires made from synthetic rubber or elastomer. Properties of rubber. Rubber is elastic. That is, it increases in size when stretched and returns to its original size when released. Secondly, rubber is water resistant. That is, water cannot pass through it. Thirdly, rubber is light in weight and will float on water. This is an image showing a football floating on a body of water. And lastly, rubber is a poor conductor of electricity. That is, it does not allow electricity to pass through it. This is why it is used as an insulator to protect naked wires. If you look around you, you'll find out that there are so many products in your homes and even your schools that are made up of rubber. Some rubber products include football, shoe heels and soles, tires, water hoses, shock dampers and engine mountings, and sleepers. These are all products made of rubber. And when you examine these products, you will find some characteristics that are listed about rubber in them. We've come to the end of this lesson. But before we go, let's take a quick summary on some key information we got during the lesson. We learned that some materials used in making household and commercial items are ceramics, plastics, glass, and rubber. We also learned that ceramics are solid objects made from clay and cement by the use of heat. We learned that glass is made from sand, lime, potash, soda, and lead oxide. These materials are put in a furnace, melted, and formed into desired objects or shapes. We also learned that ceramics and glass break easily if dropped or hit on something because they are brittle. And we saw that there are two types of plastics, namely thermoplastics and thermosets. Many plastics are made from chemicals that we get from crude oil. We also learned that there are two types of rubber. There are natural rubber and synthetic rubber. While natural rubber is made from latex, synthetic rubber is produced from petroleum. And we learned that plastics and rubber are bad conductors of heat and electricity, and these properties are used to the advantage of mankind. Now let's test ourselves with some few questions. Question 1. Glass is used to manufacture eyeglasses and lenses because of this property. Choose from the options. A. Brittleness. B. resistance to corrosion, C, transparency, or D, resistance to heat? The correct answer is C, transparency. Question 2. Synthetic rubber is obtained from dash. A, ore, B, plants, C, petroleum, or D, palm oil. The correct answer is C, petroleum. I believe by now you can identify and state the properties and uses of ceramics, glass, plastics, and rubber. See you in our next class. Bye.